Welcome to Nerd on Nerd with me, Ellie Kempster.
And me, Liam Underwood. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about Spider-Gwen, Volume 0, Most Wanted.
Ooh.
Exciting time. We haven't done a comic in a while, and we particularly haven't done a superhero comic in a while.
And we've never done a Marvel comic, as far as we can tell.
No, but now that's all going to change. Later.
Hell yeah.
First, it's catching up with Ellie and Liam. That's me. I have nothing to catch up with. Ellie, what have you been up to?
I did London Pride, Liam.
Okay, how was that?
It was really good, yeah.
Was it though? Because I heard the news.
No, it was. So what Liam, I think, is referring to is the fact that at the front of London Pride's parade, a group of activists, in air quotes, sort of marched. They forced their way to the front and insisted on being allowed into the parade, which the organisers said, no, you're not going to be part of the parade. But basically they were a group of anti-trans radical feminists.
How does that work? What's their stance?
Basically, they think that trans women are just men who are making a choice and are ruining feminism by classic men becoming women, and look how ridiculous these men are. It's honestly the most stupid standpoint I can think of. It makes no sense to me. They're such a small minority of people, and yet they holler so loudly.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But, so I went and watched the parade and was there for the beginning, and I saw them and only realised that was who I saw afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Because I missed... I think two of them had banners that were, very, anti-trans.
Yeah.
But one of them was holding one that just said, lesbian equals female homosexual.
I saw that one.
So I didn't... I get now that I know that they were trans exclusionary radical feminists, I know...
Oh, is that
I
what
get
TERF stands for?
Yeah, I'm not going to call them that because they tend to get offended. Trans exclusionary radical feminists claim that TERF is a slur, so I won't give them the ability to argue against me by claiming that I'm throwing slurs at them, so I won't call them that.
If the shoe fits...
It's not even a shoe, it's just an abbreviation of the word of what they are. They are trans exclusionary radical feminists, but they don't like the word TERF. Yeah. So she was holding a banner that said lesbian equals female homosexual, and I didn't even realise they would... exactly. Well, clearly, after learning that they were trans exclusionary radical feminists, it clearly means that they're defining female in a very tight biological sense, that only someone who is biologically female can be a lesbian.
Okay.
So a trans woman who was into women, that sign is trying to say you aren't a lesbian, because their movement was called Get the L Out, as in they don't want to be part of the LGBT community anymore because they're being discriminated against by trans people.
So shouldn't it be Get the T Out?
No, they tried that. There was a movement called Drop the T.
Right.
But most of the LGBT community doesn't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
So, everyone's just like, no, we're good. But the whole thing was stupid. The fact that I didn't realise they were trans exclusionary when they walked past me is sort of a bit of a sign that their whole protest was a little bit shit, in my opinion.
Yeah. What was the point of trying to get to the front of the sort of trans part?
So they're what they were trying to do is basically the official start of the Pride Parade in London is this big giant rainbow flag that comes past.
Okay.
Right, and the mayor of London was walking with that flag, and that's the start of the parade. So what this group had originally wanted was to be part of the parade, just somewhere in the parade. And the organisers turned around to them and said, no, your view is super against what we stand for, so you can't be part of the parade. So then the details are a bit fuzzy. I don't really understand how they were even allowed to march. Basically, Pride have come out and said, well, what they did wasn't illegal, so the police couldn't escort them out.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't let them march in the parade, so they forced their way to the front and lay down so that no one could march.
Right.
So then Pride went, fine, just walk, go. And then they delayed everyone else by 15 minutes. So that basically this group had to walk by themselves.
Yeah.
So they didn't look like they were part of the parade. And after I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, there was a weird gap between the first group and the rest of the parade. So it was, I don't know, it was just, their whole logic was, they think that their little group is being discriminated against and that they should stand loud and proud and, it's just so weird to me because it's such an exclusionary view.
Yeah.
Like, and there are people defending them, and it's just ridiculous.
Okay, but you didn't really on the actual day itself. You didn't experience.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
So I had a fine time.
So to march in it, do you just show up, or is there like do you have to register or something?
If you want to march in the actual parade, you have to register.
So did you march in the actual parade?
No, so I watched the parade. My company had a group marching in the parade.
Yeah.
But I'd left it a little bit late, replying to an email about wanting to do it.
Standard.
But then afterwards, I went and met up with them all because they were all hanging around, and I messaged one of them who I know like really well, and I was like, "Oh, I'm still around. Do you want to meet up for drinks?" Went and met up with all of them, and then they were like, "Oh, Ellie, it's so good you're here. We didn't think you were going to come," and I was like, "Oh no, I just left it too late to like join the actual parade." And then they were like, "No, next year you're going to be part of it. Don't worry." And I was like, "Cool." Yeah. So I think next year, if we do it again, I'll be marching with them. So that'd be cool.
That's cool. What did you wear?
Just normal clothes.
Oh, because I saw pictures from it, and some of the outfits looked...
Yeah, I had left it too late to organise like a proper Pride outfit.
Like I saw a picture of these guys that were just completely decked out in leather, and it was a hot day.
They marched in the parade.
Yeah.
There was hot. There was a group called London Puppy Walk.
Right.
Which maybe the best moment of the day for me was I was standing next to these two Mexican girls and these two guys that had randomly met up with them who were all just chatting.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, "Oh my god, puppies!" And the people that walked past were not walking puppies, Liam. They were men in full leather outfits with leather dog heads on.
Right.
So part of the like kink BDSM community.
Yeah.
And the guy next to me just went, "Oh no, I thought it was real puppies. Oh no." I was just like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
This guy just having his day ruined.
So I saw like some of the outfits were quite revealing as well.
Yeah, oh definitely.
Yeah. But
it's all just, the whole thing is just an expression of, it's just people who's traditionally had their views suppressed or were held back by the rest of society, and it's a way for everyone to just go and be who they are.
Yeah.
And
I think some of it, like, it's not necessarily being who you are, but it's like being sort of what is it, like turned up to 11 almost. Like it's a day where you can just proper revel in all of that. Because some of the outfits you could not get away with wearing every day. No,
but that's what I mean. It's not them. That's them being who they are without the restriction of, like, the reason people don't walk around in leather puppy outfits.
Yeah.
Is because they would be judged, right?
Probably.
And these people clearly want to wear the leather puppy outfits because they're wearing them.
The thing that I don't get right, like, is the practicality of it, because it was so hot.
Yeah, I think most of the floats walk with water and shit so that they don't die.
Yeah, it still isn't going to be comfortable in leather.
I mean, the leather's quite revealing.
Some of it, I saw some of it wasn't so much revealing, but it's like leather and chains and stuff, so it's going to be heavy.
Yeah. But it's pride, and it's
part of it.
I think you just do it. You're just like, how I saw there was one of the guys who we saw afterwards. He wasn't with us, but he just sort of tagged along.
Yeah.
And he was wearing this like amazing winged silver suit.
Yeah.
And ridiculously high heels, and everyone was like, "Dude, take your shoes off. Like, you're not in the parade anymore. It's fine." And he was like, "I am scared that if I take my shoes off, they will just like be crippled."
Yeah.
And they were. He then took them off, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm bleeding a lot." So he'd walked this entire like parade with painful feet.
Yeah.
But because it was like, an expression of love and
I kind of always picture Pride. I don't know why. I just picture it ending in this huge like orgy.
It doesn't. What it does end in is everyone going to Soho in London, and Soho just gets packed with people.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, I don't think apart from maybe like festivals.
Yeah.
I've never, and that's not in streets.
But you don't handle crowds particularly well. So how did you find?
I don't know. It was different because
it's such a like atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah, I think because it's all part of it, and because people aren't being dicks. Like, the reason I hate crowds is when people are like shoving you and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not really like, it probably does happen. Like,
Yeah.
It's any crowd, but it just doesn't feel like it's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But no,
you can get past people, and most people are there and just cool with strangers and just being like, "Oh yeah, cool, yeah, come through," or whatever. I don't know.
But I guess it is part of that, like, because you're all part of these like different minorities, but still minorities. It's very much like, I would imagine, just this friendly kind of atmosphere of like we're all in this together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
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 But I don't get why it didn't end in an orgy.
It just doesn't.
I just thought it would.
I mean, there are probably areas that end in orgies.
That's where you need to go next year, then.
I'm all right. I don't need to be in an orgy.
Can I have directions? You find someone in the massive hills, and you're just like, point me to the orgy area, please.
Hey, where's the orgy?
That'd be great. Because then
all right, Liam.
We'd have an amazing catching up with.
I don't want to be in an orgy.
I mean, why?
Because I don't want to be in an orgy.
Yeah, but why is that?
I just don't want to.
But think about how good a story it will be for the podcast.
There's such a bad reason to do it.
Maybe.
Oh, Liv, what did you do with your 3 weeks?
Fuck all.
Oh, nothing. So you haven't got a story for the catching up with.
But I didn't
so don't try and get me
if
to
I'd
do
have
one.
gone
You should have come to Pride and had an orgy.
Yeah, I should have, but I don't think Kat would have liked that.
She wouldn't. It would have been very confusing for her.
Yeah, should have been livid.
I imagine.
Yeah. Anything else about Pride?
No, I think that's all.
Does
the
Pride stand for anything?
No, it's about being proud. It stands for penises, ridges.
Intersect, that's one. Dicks.
When you said intersect, were you vaguely thinking of intersex, which is under the LGBT umbrella?
Yeah.
Or were you just saying the word intersect?
No, I was thinking of intersex.
Yep, cool, got you.
What's the E stand for, though?
It doesn't. Estrogen.
There you go, perfect. That's Pride.
Sorted.
What else have you been up to?
Went and watched the World Cup final today, Liam. At a house party. Football.
I mean, I care so little about this that I'm just going to let you talk.
Same.
I have no questions.
No, it's cool. France won.
Well done.
Sorted. Let's move on.
You were getting into the football this year, I thought.
Only because I built that predictor of the scores.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was the only reason, because I was fascinated by how well it would do. It did well in the early stages, but failed later on. I didn't adapt the code to account for 2 really good teams playing against each other. Silly me.
Whoops. Did you put
4 years from now, I'll build a better one.
In 2 years, you could do the Euros.
Nah, I don't give a shit about the Euros. No one does.
Oh, I like at my family barbecue I went to this weekend. They're like, oh yeah, the Euros. That's the next big.
Oh, family barbecue.
It's boring.
That sounds like something.
Yeah, to be fair, it wasn't boring. That's wrong. It was just uneventful. Like there was no drama. Nothing went wrong.
Oh, there must have been some drama.
No.
You were there.
Yeah. No
I imagine you're just like a constant thorn in the side of your family.
Yeah. But they've just got used to it now. They just deal with it.
I'm sorry, that was really mean.
No, that's fine. I have been playing a lot of Bloodborne.
Oh yeah, I mean is that we haven't done it on housekeeping.
That.
It's not a housekeeping thing, is it? Because
no, we've never like.
Oh, but it is a review.
I haven't finished it yet, so I can't review it yet.
Liam, listeners, Liam a while ago got Bloodborne while me and Dan Palmer were playing it.
Actually, we did discuss it ages and ages and ages ago when I first got it and didn't really like it. Like we're talking like when we were in single-digit episodes, I think.
Okay, so old school listeners will remember that Liam didn't like Bloodborne. He's suddenly decided that he does.
I don't like it.
You did. There was a moment in time where you did like it.
Episode 13, we discussed it with Dan Palmer.
Fair enough.
See, I'm making logs.
Oh, look at you. Yeah, Liam's now gone back and decided to complete it.
Yeah, I think it's because we were having a big discussion about how I couldn't fairly judge it because I hadn't given it enough of a chance. So I was just like, fuck you both. I'm going to go and complete it so I can fairly judge it.
Have you completed it yet?
No.
So you can't judge it yet?
Not yet. No. But it's not good. Moving on.
But at least you'll have actual reasons for not liking it as opposed to just, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Your original reasons for not liking it were not good.
They're still valid.
No, they are, but they were founded on like the first part of the game.
Yeah.
Which is such an unfair way to judge a
game.
Yeah, and that's so much fairer. Like if you don't like it now, I can't just turn around and be like, yeah, but you haven't played so much of this game.
Yeah. I have technically completed the game. Like I've seen 2 of the endings.
Yeah.
There's a third
secret
ending
and
one. Another trophy that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've been doing really. I've watched a few films, but we'll get to that no doubt with our little tally.